How are you doing? I planted some seeds around 2 months ago, and I thought that it was kind of late to do it because normally you want to do it like September, October, and I did it pretty much the end of November. And I wanted to show you the updates, how it looks like. Let's see it really quick. So here is some of the plants. These are seedlings I planted afterwards, and I believe these are the giant kohlrabi. And these are super delicious. You can make soups from it, and you can eat also the greens if you want. And this is New Zealand. This is the New Zealand spinach. This is the kale. Now this one, it was already in a planter, and it's really cool. It's called the rue. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but R-U-E. And it smells like blue cheese. Completely reminds me to blue cheese. So if any of you don't eat cheese, this is a perfect alternative to, it's really like blue cheese. It's really cool. This is a regular or racket salad, and this is still kind of small, but I planted this one after maybe in a month. I planted that one. This is a Everglades tomato, and this was a seedling at the time, and you can see it grew very nicely. And this is collard green, I believe, and that is a kale. This one is it's a dwarf blue kale. I planted, I believe this is some cucumber. I planted also seeds that I bought from the store, squash and all that, and I planted the seeds all over the garden. I had those peppers. Those are actually sweet peppers. They're not hot. I planted the flat onion. You can see that day, and it's doing very well. I planted a lot of cilantro from seeds because we love cilantro. We make a lot of fajitas and tacos and all that, so we always short on cilantro. So now I have all the organic cilantro growing. This is also kale. I believe this one is a cabbage. Looks like, you see how kind of roundish the leaf. Needs some water, looks like. This is another kale, and this is another type of kale. I kind of just, and this is a flat onion. Some more Florida loving leafy greens, lettuce, and this might be the Ethiopian kale, but I'm not 100% sure. And this is another collard green. So, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of them, but you see, this one actually grew pretty well in about just 2 months. So, you see them, and they're gonna start to grow even more. So this is what I have, and some more New Zealand, and I believe this is the kohlrabi. I have to actually thin this one, and I'm gonna plant it more around. I also planted some garlic about 2 days ago, so I'm looking forward to see the garlic growing as well. It's mainly for the greens I'm growing it here. And this is an oro negro avocado in the middle of the bed. And the whole bed, I made it out because I didn't put any money in it, really. Just cut down old papayas, and I just put it around. So that was kind of the raised bed around. They all gonna break down for black soil. And I used the compost. I paid around $10 and some change, and this is what it's growing right now. Not a whole lot, I know, but I'm excited for it though. And what I also do is plant this one, actually purple sweet potato, and I just planted a piece of it here at the food forest at the lychee actually. And now you can see it's growing very well. So now we're gonna have purple sweet potato. I'm looking forward. It's just a beautiful color, and I'm pretty sure it's higher in antioxidants looking at the color. Now you can see this is an Everglades tomato also. You can see now it's just flowering. Everglades tomato I planted all over the place. And this is the first year that I have been planting it. And you can see they all pushing out flowers right now. And they are great in our area. And you can see also whenever I buy pumpkins at the store. For example, this one I bought it at the Publix. I plant the seeds throughout the food forest. Here as well, you can see the sweet potato growing, and here some more pumpkin, more squash growing, flowering right now. I like to do that. I have a lot of seedlings coming up now. Same things happen here. You can see this is a ciruela, a hog plum, and it loses its leaves. So winter time, it's perfect time to plant nearby it, because it will get all the sun that you can imagine. You can see the Everglades tomato. It's already flowering, and it gets enough sunlight. You can see the purple potatoes, sweet potatoes. Also, I just cut a little piece of it, and now I can cut cuttings just like that. I cut and I plant it in another area, and I can grow even more of them. You can see the squash also, or I'm not exactly sure if this is squash or cucumber because I plant so many things, but either way, I believe might be a cucumber. This can go up on the ciruela for a couple of months and use it as a trellis, because once again there is no leaves at the winter time on it, so I can use it as a trellis. I also ended up planting some Seminole pumpkin. This one went on the grapefruit tree, and it uses the grapefruit tree as a trellis. You can see it just grabs on, and I can take it off after when it's done. I can just cut it off. It's not a problem, but for now I just let it do its thing. And you can see the Seminole pumpkin more growing. This pumpkin I planted about 3 months ago or so. It does not get any irrigation or anything like that. I just planted the seed, and look at how big it grew. It grows huge, so you need some space because even the leaves are pretty big. You can see, and goes all over, and you see how it took over the grapefruit tree, which I don't mind because, like I said, after it's done, I can just clear it off from the grapefruit. It's not a big deal. You can see it. So you can see the lychee, and underneath I planted a seed, a squash seed, and you can see it's flowering right now. And what I do right now, I just try to use up my space without putting in much money at all. I'm trying to get food, and I'm using up the understories. I'm using up underneath the trees, and let's see how it goes. For example, this is a loofah growing, and that one is already pretty dry, but you can see that, let me show you. Actually, I have to go around the other side. You can see here that this is what I got from it. This is a ridged loofah. You can see, and this is the first year that I'm actually growing this. So I'm looking forward to see it when it's dried up. You can see I planted a Solanum torvum, and this one is also nightshade family, and I've been planning for the longest time, for almost like 4 months or so, to make to graft it, basically, to cut the top of this one and graft an eggplant on it. But I just have to find the perfect size of eggplant also to do the grafting, so I could have an eggplant basically flowering and producing for even 3 years. So it's, instead of being annual, it can become a perennial. So how cool is that? And this was the Solanum torvum. It's pretty hardy one, so it's perfect for rootstock. So that's something that I have been planning for the longest time. Let's see, I hope this year I can actually do that. And this one is also an example of just putting more tomato plants close by other plants. Look at how beautiful these roses. They smell so amazing. And actually I have been using up the petals in juicing. It get a really nice rose water smell to the juices. It's super good. I just wanted to show you really quick what happened with the pepper that I never planted here, but it just came up on its own. And look, there's already peppers on it. And look at these, already peppers on it. So basically this one, it just came out with the food scraps, kind of like whenever I use the coffee, just coffee grounds and seeds, and they started to grow, and you can see the same thing happen. Look at it. And these are all peppers from Costco. They are the sweet peppers. They are really good actually. And you can see the seeds now. This is a loquat seedling, I guess from last year. We just threw out the food scraps, and look at how beautiful. Now I have to graft this loquat. It's a beautiful, beautiful little tree. Beautiful seedling. Same thing happened here. Look, passion fruit. No plant at all. It's not plant, but I guess the seed once again went down, and now we have passion fruit growing. It's pretty crazy in this area. Pretty wild, but I kind of like it that way, because you can see that this wasn't planned. This wasn't planned, but yeah, it's looking much better than the one that was planned in the backyard. So what do you think? I mean, I know it's not a lot to show, but I'm happy I planted it. And all I have to do is basically just water it every day. And I'm looking forward to make some baked kale chips. It's actually really good, like with peanut butter and chili powder, and it's so good. You wouldn't. I was super surprised, like how good it turns out actually when you bake it. And I'm looking forward to juice some, and it's fun to see them all growing. So the main thing about this video, to show that in about 2 months, that even though I planted it, like I said, it was almost December, you have a chance and you can plant it. And many other things, of course, in the garden, they are perennial. They grow and produce year round. But these, you almost want to plant it like at winter time here, and they take very well. We had ice the other day. We had such a cold night, but the kale and cabbage and collard greens, they don't get phased by it. You already know the drill probably. Push a thumbs up, please, and subscribe if you already not. And I will see you guys with more plant videos, more updates. The next I'll be probably going to figure out something for the mango tree, the one that got the black sooty mold, and I will make an update on that one. Hope you are having a great weekend, a great day. Bye.